He said, "If you scream, there will be consequences." So I survived the only way I knew how. In silence. And in that moment, he took away the one thing that made me feel powerful. My voice. At 23, I was sexually assaulted by someone I knew. Well, this is where my story begins. It's not where it ends. And the voice you're hearing today, it doesn't just belong to me. It belongs to every survivor who was forced to stay silent, to stay alive.
Thank you for sharing that moment with me. I know it's heavy. And I wish I had a different story to share with you today, like I screamed or I fought back. But I didn't. I froze. Everything inside me went silent after that night. And to cope with the pain, I told myself, if I just bury this deep enough and I don't talk about it, then maybe it'll all just disappear. Because I thought that time healed all wounds. But trauma doesn't tell time. It waits. And when it resurfaces, it's never at a convenient moment. It shows up as a familiar scent, a voice, a touch. It's that tiny trigger, one that your body remembers even if your mind forgets. So no, time does not heal all wounds. Instead, time reveals all wounds. And today I'm going to share with you how it revealed some of mine. It's 2019. I am in my first year of grad school. It's about a decade or so after my attack. And on paper right now, I'm actually kind of living the dream. I'm studying voice at a very fancy conservatory, and it's my first recital of the year. So I'm excited, a little bit nervous. And I'm about to do what I always do, what I've done for years. I walk out on stage, place my hand at the crook of the piano, take a deep breath. I look out into the audience to sing. This time it feels different. I feel vulnerable, exposed, aware that everybody in front of me is about to hear my voice. My heart is pounding out of my chest. I can feel my breath start to tighten. My voice is locking. I open my mouth to sing and oh my gosh, I'm panicking, I'm spiraling because no sound is coming out of my voice now. So I push through even harder just to hear the sound of my voice splitting into two. And at this point, I'm really spiraling because I know my voice and this isn't it. This has to be some kind of serious voice injury. So a few days later, I find myself at a doctor's office and I'm searching for answers. And I'm also bracing for the worst news possible. He walks into the room, hands me a piece of paper with my vocal folds on it, a little picture. And with a giant smile, he says, "Great news. Your voice looks perfectly healthy." And I sat there, staring at this photo, searching and scanning for something that he must have missed. Because if nothing was wrong with my voice, then what was happening to me? I feel so incredibly lost right now. What I didn't know at the time was that my voice loss went far beyond just singing. It was about safety and survival. So fast forward to 2021, I'm in my final year of grad school now, and my voice recital is just a few days away. We're in the middle of the pandemic still, so classes are remote, and I'm in a Zoom rehearsal with one of my professors. He's playing the piano to one of my pieces, and with all the stress and everything going on, I miss my entrance. And I'm a little bit frustrated, but I'm like, I'll just come in when I'm ready. But he's clearly frustrated because that's when it happens. He slams on the piano, he leans into the camera, and he starts yelling, "You're not good enough to be in this program. If you miss this entrance, your recital will be a disaster." And as he continues to yell at me, I can feel his presence overpowering me through the screen. And it's a feeling that's all too familiar to me. Again, my heart is racing. Tears are streaming down my face. There's a knot in the pit of my stomach. I try to say something to protect myself, but nothing will come out. And just like that, I'm not in class anymore. I'm back in that room with my attacker 10 years ago. And I find myself in a corner, rocking, crying, whispering, "You're okay. You're safe now. You're okay. You're safe now." But I'm not okay. I'm trapped in a memory. One where my body can't tell the difference between a man on a Zoom screen and the man who once silenced me. And what felt like a sudden onset of voice issues was actually years of silence stored in my body until it finally screamed for me, "Enough!" And maybe you're sitting here today and you're thinking to yourself, "Wow, I've never been through anything like that." And I hope that you never do. But you don't have to share my story or survive trauma to know what it feels like when your body takes over. It happens in an instant. Because our body's response to stress, it's adaptive, protective, it's smart. It's that frozen feeling before a presentation, or your heart racing before raising your hand, or that lump in your throat before a hard conversation. These sensations, they're not weakness. That's your body saying, "Hey, let me protect you." And if we could begin to shift our perspective to see trauma, to see stress, not as flaws, but as our body's way of keeping our stories alive until we are ready to rewrite them, then the question becomes, how do we help our body let go of everything it's been holding on to? And I found the answer to that question as I was getting certified as a trauma-informed voice professional. And what I learned changed everything I thought I knew about the voice. And here's what I mean by that. Trauma, it doesn't just live in your brain. It actually lives in your nervous system, which is your body's control center. And there's one nerve in particular, it's called the vagus nerve, and it determines if we feel stressed or calm. And it does that by staying in constant communication with the brain, which acts as a built-in security system, constantly scanning our environment and asking one question: am I safe? The answer is yes. We feel calm, present, connected. But when we're triggered, an alarm goes off and we shift into survival modes like fight, flight, or freeze. That's why when we're stressed, our mind might go a little bit blank, or maybe our heart races, our muscles tense. That's not failure, it's biology. The problem is most of us stay stuck in survival mode because we were never taught how to tell our bodies, "It's over. You're safe now." So that stress ends up getting stored as memories for our future protection. And here's what shifted everything for me. That same nerve that pulls us into survival, it can also bring us back into safety. And the most powerful tool to do that is your voice. because the voice and the vagus nerve are deeply connected, which means your voice is medicine. Even a gentle hum can signal you're safe now. And over time, with practice, we can use our voices to teach our bodies how to let go. And I'm living proof of that. Because even though trauma took my voice from me, voice work became the bridge back to myself. And that's why I'm here in front of you all today. I want to share with you one of my favorite little tools. It's simple, it's powerful, and now it's yours to keep and use the next time you feel stress rise, or you just need a moment to let go. So participate in whichever way you feel comfortable. If humming feels like too much, just breathe. That's more than enough right now. So if you will, place one hand on your heart, on your chest. And with the other hand, we're going to bring our thumb and our pinky finger together. As you inhale, gently glide the thumb down the pinky finger. As you exhale, glide the thumb back up, release a gentle hum. Right, let's try the next finger together. Inhale, glide down. Exhale, release, gentle hum. Maybe connect to the vibrations of your voice. Let's try one more together. Inhale, maybe we close our eyes. Exhale, gentle hum. Let's all take a nice deep breath in together. Exhale, gentle sigh. It's exercises like these that help me reclaim my power, my story, and my voice. I started with a simple little breath, a gentle hum, a small shift telling my nervous system, it's over, you're safe now. And that is a tool that we all carry. So the next time you feel stress rise, try meeting it differently. One breath, one hum, one moment of safety at a time. Because your voice is more than just sound, it's medicine. And this is what healing can sound like. Thank you.